Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whole 19 podcast, the podcast of the official GMGT. I am Prentice. I'm joined here by my co-host, Dan Ross Jr.
Hello.
Hello. We are both veterans now of the GMGT. I'm going on my 8th year, and Dan is going on
Year three.
Year 3. So we are excited to bring this here for you. We have a lot of questions here and a couple of surprises planned for people. This is open for anyone to show up here. If you ever want to join the tour or want to join one of our podcasts, you can follow us on Twitter at GMGT Official. But first off here, I want to welcome up, coming up pretty soon here, the man himself, Mr. OG, Dustin Strand. And it looks like we have some more people joining us right now. We have the most consistent mini golf player in GMGT history, Joel Heinz, joining. Wave to the camera, Joel. And now we're just waiting for Dusty to join us here.
I'm here.
Dusty, welcome, Mr. OG himself.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me.
It's a packed house here on Zoom Central right now. We got myself, Dan, yourself, the most consistent mini golf player in GMGT history, Joel Heinz. And
Joel Heinz is here? Oh,
Joel Heinz is here, yes.
He's looking sexy.
is he really?
He is.
He is.
And then you have the man, the myth, the Kofi himself.
We got Kofi here too.
Oh, you
Kofi-
bet.
Kofi is here too.
It's an all-star cast. Nice. Heinz, Heinz going to draft me tomorrow night? Is that what we're doing? We're negotiating tonight?
I don't know about that, but we're looking at some things that we're going to ask you here. It's like, Dusty, why don't you just tell us about the history of the tour?
You want to know the history? It's pretty extensive. I've actually never even, I don't think I've ever told anybody this story, actually. I think now we're 13 years in, so no, it kind of goes back a little bit, So you guys know my brothers Jordan and Brandon. We've been going up to Minocqua area for since we were kids, to vacation. And we went to Settlers Mill and we would play a little tournament amongst the three of us. This was back in like 04, 05, something like that. And, the winner would get a championship belt. And then I combined that with, used to work with a guy in Milwaukee. He was, his name was Tom Novotny. He was in his 60s. Tom was a good guy. Kind of a hardcore retired police officer type. You couldn't really insult him. We would talk shit back and forth to each other. And Tom, one time I had met him or worked with him a few times, and he had said, I heard you go to Minocqua. I do too. Why don't you meet me up there? I'll be up there the same week. And he says, I'll play a tournament against you. Just one-on-one. We'll play for lunch at Murtaugh's. And he says, let's play in Saint Germain. And that's when, I first played at hole 19, what ultimately was hole 19. And, Tom had mentioned then that him and his friends had played a tournament at that course for a traveling trophy. So all those things kind of combined kind of gave me the idea to maybe start this thing. So did so in 2007, in spring of 2007.
2007, and then the first inductee into the GMGT Hall of Fame, your brother Jordan, Mr. What If himself.
Yeah.
Just a couple more questions here. I'm going to let Dan ask you a few questions here. But before we do that, we're joined by Mr. Brad Hansen himself. Brad, throw a shout out your way quick.
Well, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good.
Welcome to my
Brad.
messy 3-year-old's playroom here. So I apologize for any mess. Yeah, right.
So Brad, we got Brad on here. We got Joel on here. Are we going to be talking smack to each other tonight? That's what the deal is here.
Right, if you want to get drafted by Joel.
Yeah, watch your mouth.
Dynamite drop in there, Joel. You're not the best play-by-play guy in the world for nothing. But before we move on to questions here, Mr. Walters, you wanted to say something to the crowd, to the audience?
Yeah. Hey, can you guys hear me right now?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh gosh. Hold on. Okay. All right. Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Oh, thank God. Whew, man. Yeah, my first time with technology, guys. Just want to say, hey, I'm underrated prospect coming into this year. I'm looking to bounce back from a brutal last place finish last year. So that's all I got for you guys.
Hey, Cole, I appreciate the intel. Now I know where to pick you. Way down the list.
That's what he is now. Now he's just trying to beg for his position now. I see what's going on. He's got Heinz on here. He's got Brad on here. Yeah, I see what he's doing.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, yeah, I gotta tuck myself up.
To not be picked last, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gotta do what you gotta do. All right.
How far in last were you last year, Kofi?
Oh God.
He was in Willie Wallander territory, I think.
I thought it was like,
Yeah. That's pretty hard to get into Bill Wallander territory.
I was at least 8 strokes off as second to last. It was pretty bad.
Brad, you're a regional sports guy. Maybe you remember the great name of Bill Wallander,
I
Lakeland
don't.
High School. Okay.
No.
Well, don't worry. Bill Wallander is a hell of a running back and a horrible mini golfer. So
Okay.
Legendary at other things in Minocqua, and no matter where he lives in the continental United States, we always see him GMGT weekend,
yeah.
without a doubt.
Oh yeah, he'll be there. He'll be at the Thirsty Whale, assuming COVID hasn't closed the place down. But he'll be there.
Nah, it's open.
It's
Everything's open.
Open for
Is it?
business.
All right. All right. Yeah. No, there will be a Bill Wallander sighting because there always is. Yeah.
All right, so I've got the bottom of my list. Are we working from the bottom up? Is that what I'm doing here?
Yeah, it's got to be bottom up. I mean, no doubt about it.
Unfortunately,
That's what
you
she
can't have me on your team.
No,
Well,
that's
I could say the same for you, Joel.
Ooh.
How
I will
many
have
players
you
do we have this
know
year?
that things are looking pretty rough already. I shot 2 over at league tonight, and the flat stick was on fire. So
so Brad. You know the Heinz Schultz rivalry equals. I mean, it rivals the Brady Manning rivalry. Okay, so
Yeah, I saw the tweet. You listed it up there with some pretty incredible ones. So
it's up there. Am I wrong on this?
Hogan
Anybody?
Savage,
Hogan
Woods
Savage,
Mickelson,
Rock Austin.
Heinz
Yeah, it's
Schultz.
up there. Heinz Schultz. Yeah.
and then Kofi. Sorry, man, you got nothing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're not wrong. I really have nothing going on, honestly.
But to answer Dan's question, we are looking at 20 players this year, which I believe would tie all-time high for the GMGT. Is that correct, Dusty?
Yeah, I think we had 20 in the 11th, which was what year is it? 2016. I think we had or 2017. I think we had 20. Yeah. So yeah, this ties the record.
Dusty, since you're the OG himself, what's your favorite moment in GMGT history?
Oh, favorite moment?
Is it Joel destroying a flag in Minocqua?
Oh, you're talking off the courses. Okay.
I'm talking all together.
Well, it's probably better that we stay on course with this. We had the all-time fist fight between Willis and Chase. That was a good one. That was off course though.
Yeah, that might have been at Martaz, probably.
2 guys actually fought? Was it over mini golf?
No, this was before the tournament had even started.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Willis might have had a little bit too much to drink the night prior to the start. And, started a fist fight with Ryan. So.
Who won the fight?
Well, Chase was doing his best he didn't want anything to do with it. He was going to get in a fight with a drunk guy, and Willis wouldn't let up. Ultimately, I came over and ended it. So,
As we can all see right here, we can see what probably the most defining shot in GMGT history.
That actually, you know, on course in history, since it was caught on camera, that's probably the best. That's probably the best shot I've ever seen, or best moment. I mean, that would go down in history, I would say. I mean, anybody want to argue with me on that one? I mean, I'll tell you what the best tournament was. If you want me to go back into history.
Let me guess, 2012 when you finally broke your curse at Sundays, all because we drunkenly walked to McDonald's from 2 miles away, and somehow you sobered up enough to not be hungover Sunday and win it.
Well, it was a long walk, you know, sobers you up. Oh, and Brad, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you're going to go to McDonald's, take a vehicle through the drive-through because they won't serve you otherwise.
If you're walking through.
Yeah, 2 miles and yeah.
I've made that mistake plenty of times before. Not in Minocqua, but you know, it's pretty universal.
And Joel's, you know, he had a night where he just poured beer on himself. Joel, you recall that?
Time you got to cool down somehow.
Yeah. Somehow you rallied that next day, right? He had a pretty good showing, but no, the best tournament we probably ever had besides that Joel Schultz showdown in overtime was 2010. So that's when Jordan had won. Because if you remember, Prentice, you're probably the only one who might remember this. Joel, you might actually too. You might have been. Do you remember we used to have a scoring system for the GMGT?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So the whole purpose behind that, when we first started this thing, I only had like 7 or 8 people, right? That's all. You know, it was Wally, Aaron Wallander, it was Jerome Allen, and it was Muck and Tommy, and then Brandon, Jordan, myself. But the whole purpose of the scoring system was like it was designed like kind of like NASCAR. You get a certain amount of points per race, how you finish and how you perform. And the whole point of it was to keep people coming back all summer. Because I don't know if you know this as well, but the tournament never used to take place in just one weekend. It was stretched out for an entire summer. We did that for 3 years. And if you were out of it by August, I mean, if you were, 50 strokes behind, it gave you no reason to show up in August. So that's why I developed the scoring system. So you could, you always had a chance to work your way in it, essentially. So, and it worked out in 2010 because Jordan came out in the last course. I think he scored like 73 points in the final course to beat Wally by 1.
What a poor thing to happen to Mr. Wallander.
I have a question for Andy and Brad. Are you guys going live in like an hour? You guys aren't looking like you're ready to go in front of the camera.
Oh, no, it's my off day.
Oh.
Oh, Andy's here. All right.
Yeah, I'm in. By the
That's
way,
what she said.
in case y'all haven't introduced me, I'm Andrew Goldstein, captain of the Channel 12 team. I have been habitually late. I am forgetting everyone's name, and I feel like those are some qualities that really make up a winning captain of the GMGT. So,
Let me help you out right
shout
here.
out, y'all.
You do not want to have the last pick.
Oh, no. What happens if I get the last pick?
You get stuck with Cole Walters.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, no. How do we decide who picks first or whatnot?
That's a great question.
Yeah, Dusty, let's talk a little bit about the draft.
Sure.
Which is happening tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Sure. What do you want to talk
Let's
about?
talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Witty banter we've got here, gents.
Come on, Commissioner Strand.
All right, I'll provide a video first. All right, am I on? Here we go.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah.
All right, what is it? First off, are you going to ask me a question about the draft?
Let's talk about this year's format.
Will there be a combine?
Sure. Yeah. Well, for your sake, you're going to want to see what everybody has, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, no, this is the first year we've actually done a draft. So everything we're treading new waters here. We might as well have a combine. You're going to want to know that. You're going to want to know what you're drafting, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but you got Joel online here.
If we were to have a combine, what are the drills of the combine?
Oh, I'd say
Drinking copious amounts of beer.
yeah. I mean, how many putts can you
hungover.
make when you're tipsy? Yeah.
All right, we're in North Central Wisconsin. That's an essential skill.
Yeah.
Testing the durability of clubs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Prentice should know about that. Hey, did you ever smooth that one over?
Yeah, we're good with that.
Yeah,
Thanks
you
so
know
much,
what I had to
guys.
do? I had to work a day for free last year at Holiday Acres to make up for it.
He was going to work there anyways for free.
You know, we do appreciate your sacrifice there. Because I show up at Holiday Acres that day, and they're like, "Hey, you guys are on. Hey, we're covering you. We're sponsoring you." I'm like, "Okay, that's great." And all of a sudden,
Dusty, you're
an hour
welcome.
later,
How
Of all
many
the times,
broken
Wallander.
putters? How many putters have been broken out of frustration?
Of all time, Wallander is throwing clubs 30 feet in the air. Chase and Schultz elbow dropping clubs. One little love tap. Come on. I mean,
clubs broken. I don't know. I there's been plenty of clubs thrown over the years. That's for sure. I mean,
Yeah, Prentice literally
If you're not
tomahawked the
throwing
club
clubs, you
over his
just don't
head.
care about this.
you know, watch out for flying golf balls, because if Schultz gets mad and rock falls, he'll slam it down and it'll fly. And he did that on video that year too.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, about the draft, though, I mean, thing is, like I said, this is the first time we're going to have a draft, and you know, we're gracious enough to have Andy and Brad join us this year for the Channel 9 Channel 12 matchup. So that'll be fun. And
yeah, as long as
anyway,
we can get the channels correct here, fellas.
Yep.
I already had someone call me Channel 7 this week, so
Channel
Oh,
7.
Hanson is much more
I'm sorry to
handsome
hear
than
that,
that
Brad.
infield. We all know that.
What is Channel
Tommy,
7?
Shots fired.
So Tom Etchen's the new Cup Prez. You know, he's the one who decided who the captains were and ultimately what the draft order was.
Okay,
And
okay.
you know, Schultz is the defending champ, so that's why he gets the first pick.
So
Which
is there like a betting line on the 9 versus 12 thing? Does Bovada have like a Hansen plus 220 or anything like that?
We won't know until the teams.
No.
That's true. That's true. We don't have teams yet. That is.
I mean, I would bet on it right now for sure, but
You absolutely should not lay any money on me. I am not.
put it all right here, baby.
I am not responsible for any Benjamins you lose on any. Out of the way right in front.
Oh, Andy, you got Heinz on your team. You're good to go.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
The most consistent mini golfer in GMGT history.
I could tell you one thing. The world could be on fire, in flames, and Joel is still going to hit par on one of these courses or under.
Yeah, well, the world is pretty much on fire right now, so I'm glad to know that he has that skill.
All right, now if that asteroid were to hit the Earth, or if aliens were to invade, Joel's still going to get under par.
The asteroid's going to hit first. I hope it hits the Jet Stadium first.
Yeah. No, you know what? An asteroid would have improved the old Meadowlands. I can tell you that from experience. I have some real traumatic memories outside of like Gate C, watching just absolute blitzed out of their mind Jets fans fight each other after a loss to like the 6 and 10 Bills.
That wasn't Meadowlands was one of those like old like 70s stadiums that had.
It was sort of in the mold of like a Candlestick Park in that whole "it's a dump but it's our dump" kind of thing.
Yeah.
It had a lot of heart, which is what you say about things when they're bad.
It's like Riverfront Stadium. What was that, Cincinnati or Pittsburgh? I can't remember. One was Riverfront, one was Three Rivers, right?
No, Three Rivers is Pittsburgh.
Okay, yeah.
come on, Dusty, get it together.
I know.
So
I
we
know.
know who has the first pick. What's the format for the draft? Is it snake or is it just alternating?
I think it's just alternating.
So who has the first pick? Schultz has the first pick?
Schultz is the first pick. Heinz, if you want to
Ooh.
make the argument to have it snake, I mean, you're going to have to plead with Tom here in the next 24 hours. That's not my rule to change.
Heinz, I'd probably pick me because I am going to win this year.
I am the best mini golfer on Saturdays. Sundays,
Duly
not so
noted.
much.
Duly noted. Well, just make sure I get hammered on Saturday night, and then I'll be good for Sunday.
We can arrange that.
You know,
Well, Prentice, why don't you go ahead and tell Phil, Brad, and Andy in as to why what your problem on Sundays actually is? Because you don't just, there's choke jobs on Championship Sunday, but then there's what happens to you.
2 words. Holiday Acres.
Yeah.
Drop Mike.
Yeah.
I'm very
I
scared
mean,
now of what's going to happen on Sunday.
Andy Prentice, what'll happen with Prentice? What'll happen with Prentice is he'll be in first place. It happens every year. He'll be in first place or near it
It's at least
going
past
into
3 or 4
Sunday.
years.
Let me
He'll have
shorten it.
such a colossal collapse. It is incredible.
Yeah,
Let me shorten it for you. I got
It's like Mickelson at the U.S. Open, only every single year.
it's pretty much that.
And he doesn't take second.
Marquette
2 different
sucks.
words. Meltdown.
Yeah.
Melt.
Clear.
Well, I feel like this is such just like a viscerally cruel event because you really could be doing well through 2 or 3 courses, and just like a bad 6 holes can blow all your work straight to hell.
Or
That's absolutely correct. There's a hole 19, the log hole. We all know what it is.
Oh no.
You'll see it this year. The log hole. That has killed so many people's chances because the thing is, Andy, if you get a 6 on one of these holes, that could come into play for the rest of the tournament. We're talking 1 hole out of 90.
And so when is log hole? Is that right at the end?
That's like the 14th or 13th hole at 19th
yeah.
hole.
The last course on Saturday.
Well,
There's a couple
the
of-
good news is I will be well back of the pack at that point, so it really won't matter that much.
So will Kofi.
So we're looking for the Kofi versus Goldstein matchup. My money's on Andy.
Kofi taking a beating tonight,
hey,
man.
Jason, your words hurt, man. Really?
I know.
I'm going to be in the final group with Kofi on Sunday. I'm going to be wearing a GoPro because, this is content I need for the sportscast that night. And it's just going to be like me and Kofi exchanging looks of despair for 2 minutes and 20 seconds at MPN under 12.
And then all of a sudden you'll hear like a battle cry or a rage of fifth, and it's Prentice's club throwing up in there at 19 at the Holiday.
Brad and Andy.
Brad, we're going to work out some kind of exchange where, I can give you my Kofi GoPro video.
Yep.
If you could just, play in Prentice's group and get the club toss.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll be at the top of the leaderboard, so we'll have a look down and a look up. It'll be great.
Excellent.
So, Brad, Andy, if you guys want to mic me, I'm working on quotes this year that Prentice can put on a T-shirt, so.
Yeah, I need more besides I gotta be better, and they traded me for a pound of chips and salsa. Literally, last night I watched the one
At what point is the trade deadline?
That's a good question.
That is a great question. We should ask Tom. Where is Tom tonight? Is he going to be one of your surprise guests tonight?
No,
or?
he's not. My surprise guests are all here.
All right. Well, I don't know where Tom is. We'll have to ask him. That's a good question.
Well, how about you try and get Mr. Etchen on the phone here, and we let Mr. Andy and Mr. Brad talk about themselves here. So, Andrew, tell us about yourself.
All right. First, before I do, I'm just going to go ahead and bill myself as a surprise guest so it doesn't seem weird that I was 15 minutes late to this. So I feel like that's a good rebrand. But I'm Andrew Goldstein. I'm the sports director at Newswatch 12 up in Rhinelander. I discovered this event last year, actually more like last December or January, when Prentice messaged me on Twitter as like, yo, every single summer, my friends and I get together and we do this mini golf tournament. And then I learned about all the old scorebooks and the green jacket, all that. I'm like, damn, this is really cool. This is like the kind of thing that you talk with your friends about doing. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we did this, but you never actually do it. Only these guys actually did it and have kept doing it. It's awesome. So when they're like, hey, do you want to play in it? I'm not going to let my poor mini golfing skills keep me from having a good time here.
Good man. Good man. But sad thing is, Andy, you're going to be left behind the dust this year, just like the Hausers left Marquette.
Don't. There's no need for that anywhere.
When's the snowshoe baseball video coming out?
Yeah, so that's coming in 2 weeks. We have it slated for June 19th.
All right.
We're hoping to push the announcement out tomorrow.
You heard it here first.
Breaking
Yeah,
news.
and obviously sad that it's not going to be happening in 2020. If just sort of getting serious here for a sec, I interviewed the founder of it, like one or two of the people in Lake Tomahawk, and everyone there is really broken up about the fact that it won't be happening. And, when you drive up and you see the field bare of all the saw chips, it really sinks in. And just kind of knowing how much it means to that town, I can't wait for summer 2021 to get here, but it's going to be a long, kind of sad summer around there. So,
Well, way to jinx it.
Doc can kind of remind people of the good times.
There we go. Brad Hansen, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Brad Hansen, sports director at Channel 9. So I was just looking through my direct messages and tweets. Much like Aaron Rodgers, I operate much better with a chip on my shoulder. And since Prentice reached out to Goldstein last December, I looked and I had to direct message you in June because I saw a tweet about it. So where he was invited originally to cover it, I had to beg my way up there to come bring a camera and give you guys some coverage. So you bet your asses that's going to motivate me a little bit this year.
All right. Okay.
Hold on, Brad. Like Aaron Rodgers, can you name in sequence all of the people who did not reach out to you in January?
Let's see. Prentice, and Prentice. Got it.
This is all on you, Prentice.
So update from the Cup president. He says there are no trades. So your picks are your picks, gentlemen.
All right, that's a lot of extra pressure, but I can manage.
So I have a quick question. The first day, the Cup is usually a Ryder Cup, right? What do we do with having an odd number of foursomes? Or are we still okay that way?
It'll be okay. We have 20.
Okay.
Well,
Never mind.
Then,
Stupid question.
even then, what you would do is it's technically an 8-on-8 thing for each course. So you're going to have 4 guys left over. They'll just go into their own foursome, and their scores will count towards their singles. So everybody's ultimately has to play at least one course. So.
Right. Do we know the exact schedule for this thing? Like, can I get back in time for my sportscast, or I'd write to log those as vacation days?
The 6 o'clock one or the 5 o'clock one?
Weekends are a 10 o'clock only.
You'll
be fine.
Yeah, you're good.
Yay.
Wait, sports director, and you still have to do weekends, huh?
For now, look, once we hire a new person, they will absolutely be on that weekend shift. But, for the moment, weekends.
God.
So what happens when Channel 7 shows up with their own team?
We're going to have an Anchorman style brawl.
That would be like Canadian News Network showing up or whatever.
I would really
Infield, you stabbed the guy with a trident.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see that play out at the Ryder Cup once. Like USA and Europe are playing each other, then out of nowhere, like Team New Zealand just comes in.
They do the haka dance and then.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't even be mad.
No, that would be great. Maybe Channel 7 can come next year. How about that?
We could do that. We could do the winner of this year versus Channel 7, or you never know. We could do something else.
Yeah, I'd be in for that.
I don't know. There's got to be some sort of wager, right? Is there some sort of like Rhinelander Wausau bet going on right now?
This is a good question.
Yeah.
You know here's what I think the wager should be, and I'm gonna preface this by saying that this was a wager in a fantasy football league I was in with a lot of my college buddies who now hold on-air jobs. Like, we were all kind of sports anchors in different places or play-by-play broadcasters. Last place had to read a statement on air saying that they were last place and bad at fantasy football. And I think that should be the bet between me and Brad. We should type out a statement that we all agree on, and whoever loses has to say it verbatim at the end of their sportscast Sunday night.
So are we going teams there?
Monday.
Are we going teams there or just individual? Because individual is a slam dunk. I'm in.
Okay.
Well,
You know what?
are your viewers aware of
Yeah,
what's
no,
happening?
I will preface this by showing the highlights. If for no other reason, then sports aren't back yet, and I need content. So
Yeah, we have nothing to talk about in July anyway. So
There's no Legion
will
baseball.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we hope baseball.
Well, yeah, we hope baseball, but it looks like we're gonna get a chance to see the Bucks win the title this year.
I'm excited.
Agreed.
I'm looking forward to 5 weeks of lead up of banter between Channel 12 and Channel 9 Sports Department.
we don't have much else to talk about. So
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Brad, Andy, wouldn't it be the most?
When we get tired of talking about GMGT, we just look around at the sports landscape and say, you know what? Let's go back to talking about GMGT.
yeah.
I don't feel qualified to talk about the Korean baseball organization.
Wouldn't it be the most Wisconsin thing ever to have the Bucks win the championship and nobody around to even be able to enjoy it?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, I feel like if the Bucks win the championship, how do you even handle the parade planning? Like, do you just say, all right, we're going to celebrate it on a random day next summer?
It'd probably be a virtual parade in an empty Disney park since they're already down there.
You know what? I would love nothing more than to see Giannis by himself in a fully operational yet empty Disney park.
Yeah.
Just have a camera follow him around.
Giannis and Mickey just hanging out.
Giannis and Mickey in the same float.
Yeah.
I would like to see like Brooke and Robin Lopez trying to like elbow each other off the like merry-go-round. I feel like that would be wholesome.
So, gentlemen that are here, we're going to start with Mr. Heinz. Make sure he's still awake there because you said 4 words in the past 32 minutes so far here.
Sorry for partying. Jeez.
Getting litty. What are your predictions for this year as far as Ryder Cup and individual? You can't just pick yourself because you are the most consistent golfer in GMGT history.
I can't pick myself?
You can. Let's get crazy.
Let's get crazy. Prediction for the Ryder Cup. Well,
We don't even know what the teams
for
are.
team, what's that?
We don't even know what the teams are yet.
I know it's hard to make a
Crazy.
prediction. I mean, I think Team Goldstein is probably going to win that, and then because I'm on it, and then
Is Team Goldstein going to look eerily similar to Team Green Bay?
probably not, considering there's like 2 people from Green Bay coming. So
Green Bay, Wausau. Or are you going to go out of party lines and draft a Fondy guy this year?
Because once you're FWO for
Okay, so I'm really making a lifetime decision with this pick. The pressure considerably.
well, considering Prentice is a traitor from Team Green Bay to Fondy, I mean, I don't know.
I hope
Well,
Kofi
that's-
gets picked before him.
I have a lot to
What's
consider.
that?
I hope Kofi gets picked before Prentice.
that's a very bold.
Oh
statement.
my! I cannot wait for that to happen.
I
So
was like,
that's a history that Brad and Andy should know. Is the Cup history used to be a Fondy Green Bay thing, but over the years, Green Bay had a lot of good numbers in 2013, 2014, but after a while, they just kind of died down and they're kind of replaced by the Wausau crew. So. Yeah, you and Kraus, Heinz, you and Kraus are the last 2 Green Bay guys remaining, right?
True story.
Yeah. So anyway, on the trophy or on the it'll say Green Bay and Fondy, but probably have to branch out now.
Things are evolving.
Yeah, they're definitely evolving.
Interesting.
Joel, who's your surprise pick to win it all?
Surprise pick. Let's go with no, I can't do that. I was gonna say Quinn Gouda, but I can't do that. Surprise pick to win it all. When you say surprise, are you talking about like underdog or
Let's get crazy.
get crazy?
Dark horse, man, dark horse.
Dude, he's sitting in this chat right now. I cannot believe you haven't said his name yet.
Brad Hansen.
And it's not Brand Hansen.
Let's go with Ryan Chase.
Wow.
Wow.
You
The
said
guy
dark.
that finished, they usually finish dead last and had one really good showing. That's ballsy. I like it.
You asked for a dark horse.
And just in case anyone's wondering right here, I have records going back to 2014. This is Joel Heinz in the GMGT, what place he's finished since 2014. 2014 second, 2015 he had a heart attack and took fourth. 2016 second, 2017 first, 2018 second, 2019 second.
Wait, do you have like a spreadsheet that you're reading this from?
I may or may not.
Share the screen. Share the screen, coward. Share it.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's going to pay.
I need some intel. I need to know who the previous winners were.
I'll send it to you guys tonight yet. Or
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, send them the record book.
Or maybe I'll send it tomorrow at 7:59 p.m.
Just send them
Maybe
that
I'll send it to
record.
Brad first. Maybe I'll send it to Andy first. So we'll reverse the roles here.
I'll just say this: if there's one thing that you should not ever doubt journalists' ability to do, it's find information. So whether or not you send it to me, I'm gonna know.
Send them the record book.
I will. I'll do it tonight.
Okay.
I mean, that only accounts for the Minocqua years, which started in 2011.
Was
First
there
4
a
years were
pre-Minocqua time to this?
yeah. 2007 through 2010 was kind of all over the place. 2010 was the first year we did it all in one weekend. And that's got to give a credit to Jerome Allen. He came up with that. That was the best idea we've ever had as far as that, because if you put it all together in one weekend, that allows you to get 18, 20 players, you know. But like I said before, it was spread out.
The other years, were they in Green Bay and Fondy?
They were all over the place.
Door County, the Dells, I think.
Yeah, we went all over. It went through an entire summer, like June, July, August. And yeah, it was, you know, but that obviously that wasn't sustainable. We had to get that into a weekend, you know, condense that to a weekend. And the first weekend was the 2010 was the first time we did it in a weekend. It was Door County. So, but Minocqua's got the best courses I've seen. So that we just kind of stuck up there, you know.
And that's the only place where I've seen numerous people dance on the top of the bars at Otto's and Murtaugh's and somehow make out with 50-year-old women.
I could tell you a lot of stories growing up in
And
Minocqua.
you know what? If that's not America, then I don't want to live here anymore.
This guy right here,
That's the country I know and love.
We need Ben Porter back, please.
this guy right here, graduate Lakeland Union. He's worked at Holiday Acres for God knows how many years. Not sure how many were sober.
Not many.
None.
So you went to school at Lakeland, the
Yeah.
home of Bill Wallander?
Yeah, but he was younger. Wally was a year behind me.
Wally's a bitch.
Yeah, he was a year behind me.
Dan, why don't you tell him the best story ever from Holiday Acres when you were working the go-kart track?
All right, so picture this.
Oh God, don't say it. This is a clean family.
No, this is good.
No, this is a good story. So I worked at Holiday Acres for about 10 summers from like age 14 to through college, even whatever. And in the summer, it gets packed. Lots of people, like full patios of people, like 100 people waiting to ride go-karts of all things. And we have a full group come on. I had to have one group wait, right? It was a bunch of kids and they're all whispering about like their big plan next time, whatever, right? So group goes, next time up, the kids come in. They're not even being bad. Like we get people smashing the carts, you gotta throw them out. Sometimes you gotta like get rough with them, like just get them out of there. So I go in to wave them in and they go around again. It's like, ooh, they're taking an extra lap. Like that's never happened at the go-kart track before, right? So they go around one more time. I'm kind of rolling my eyes at them. They come around or they don't stop again. And now I'm getting pissed about it, right? Because we got people waiting to come in to ride. They're just riding the go-karts. They go to the far side of the track and they all stop. There's a group of like 6 kids. They all stop. They unbuckle. They jump out of their go-karts. Wow.
Sorry, I'm walking outside. Sorry.
They jump out of their go-karts. They run to the side of the track. They jump a fence, and they run to the parking lot where a van pulls up just in time with the door open. They dive in, and the van screeches its tires and just leaves the place. You know, and I'm looking around and I'm really mad, but I'm trying not to laugh because there's 100 people waiting to ride these go-karts, right? Like the planning and the timing and everything, it was so impeccable. I could not believe it. The guy that I was with was chasing him. He was a track star at Lakeland, chasing him and actually tripped one of the kids as he was getting into the van. And he was my buddy was trying to grab his leg to not let him in. It's like, let him go. Like, what are you going to do to the guy? Yeah, good times.
You ever figure out what in the blue hell they were doing?
Wow.
Yeah.
Kids, man.
It was good. I will say that I have golfed Holiday probably 600 times in my life. We used to golf it every night, 2-3 rounds for entertainment purposes only, wagering.
Why don't you talk about the Holiday Acres versus Settlers Mill feud?
No, that's for a different podcast.
Hey guys, I got to roll. I got to get out of here.
Brad, hang on.
But,
Can you give me 30 seconds? Brad,
Yep.
30 seconds. Open mic, Smack Talk 12 in Goldstein, all you want.
Well, here's the problem I've been having with coming up with Smack Talk is there's just so many options available to me. I could go age. I could go, he's probably really good with a putter because he's as skinny as one. So,
I work out and watch what I eat. Yeah, compliment.
but I will just say this: under pressure, Andy's good, but he's nowhere near Brad Hansen.
Okay.
Andy, you're up. 30 seconds, go.
You know what? I just hope everyone has a real good time and makes some new friends.
I don't want to be on Andy's team.
Yeah, I
I
don't
want to be on Brad's team.
Brad's team.
I just hope that when Brad loses, there just isn't, I don't know, a recording of the things that he said readily available on my computer even that I'm loading in TweetDeck for what's that weekend? July. Hold on. When can I schedule the Brad Hansen at Freezing Cold Takes Smack Talk video for? What's the weekend? The 10th, 11th, 12th, or is it July 4th weekend?
That sounds about right. July 10th, 11th, 12th, that weekend.
Yeah, okay. So we're just going to schedule that for July 12th. And you know what? I'm not even going to do any trash talking. I am going to let his own trash talk come back to bite him in about 36 days.
And
You
then-
know what?
and
This
then
is gonna
you'll
be
end
good.
up reading a script saying that, "Hi, my name is Andy. I suck at mini golf."
And you know what? An independent party, write the script. We'll all look at it and approve it. And then we'll go from there.
I think the hype leading up to this is going to be the best. Because like Brad and Andy said, there's no sports right now, so your respective TV station's going to have to deal with it.
I know, and you know what? You really picked a fortuitous time for this because as we move into July, NBA is going to come back maybe in August, the NFL is going to get going. Hopefully, NHL, who knows what's going on with that. You really have one of the last guaranteed pristine weeks on the calendar.
Oh yeah.
As we should. It's the GMGT.
Like, why Fox Sports Wisconsin isn't driving up here like this instant to do a site visit is beyond me.
I'm not gonna lie. Last night on YouTube, I watched the 1975 PPA, which is like the Putt Association Championships. It's like, what am I doing with my life?
That's a good question.
All right, guys.
Holy moly's on tonight. So, all right, Brad.
See you, Brad.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
Brad.
Later.
Hey, Brad. Maybe I'll be drafting on your
Prentice.
team, huh?
Hey,
I'll send you the
maybe.
links
We'll
first.
see. We'll
All
see.
right.
I'll
Hey,
send you the stats
give you
first.
guys
Draft me
my.
first.
Hey, I'll give you guys my Venmo. You can. We'll see. All right. All
All right, I got $5, maybe
There you
$6.
Okay, Mr. Kofi,
Well, yeah, what's up?
what are your thoughts about Division 5 girls basketball? It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
What are your predictions for the GMGT?
I mean, here's a prediction. I know I won't finish last. I think I'll be a middle of the pack kind of guy. I think I want to be that guy
Bet.
that each and every year.
Bet.
I'm just the guy that's gonna say fuck the rest. I mean, FTR baby, let's go. Yeah. Hey, I expect big things out.
Hold on. What reps are there in golf? You call your own violations, right?
It's fuck the rest. Fuck the rest.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, hands off the refs, man. They're just out here trying to.
Funny story here. I was reffing Andy. I think you were at this game. Merrill and Everest at Merrill, like in February.
Yeah, it was like one of the last basketball games I went to before the whole coronavirus.
That game got bad.
Did it?
It did. I mean, there was three techs issued that game. It was not good. And then
This must have all happened after I left.
It did. It was all second half.
Oh no.
It was all second half, and we're walking into the locker room, which is right by the Merrill, and Merrill ended up losing. Everest won by like 10 or 12 to clinch the Valley. And I had this like 18-year-old school kid come down. He's like, here, take my glasses, man. I'm like, hey, AD, him now, in there, let's go.
Yeah. No. Is that like one of the worst ones you've ever gotten assigned to, or have there been worse?
I mean, as far as level of basketball, it was fine, but it's just, I'm sorry, but Jake he thinks it's D2 college basketball, which I get it because he played D2 college basketball, but come on, you are not Bobby Knight. You cannot be arguing for calls the entire night. If anyone knows that, it's me. You cannot be doing that. There's a time, and there's a time. So
Pretty hard to be a ref nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
it is.
Well, I
In
know
any
that
sport.
my former coworker, if you know Ben Meyer at all.
Yep, he refs. Yep.
Yeah, no, so he is a ref on the regular. I've seen him at Merrill too, among other places, and he's gotten some pretty bad stuff before as well.
Yeah. Mr. Ross, what are your bold predictions for this year's tour?
Ooh, I can't pick myself, right?
You cannot.
I will say that I put in probably 30 to 40 practice rounds beforehand.
Is your course complete downstairs yet?
No, I am trying to build a mini golf practice for the winter, but we ran into some COVID issues and stuff. But my winner for this year, drum roll, Zach Kraus.
That could be legit right there. Kraus is going to break through at some point.
Yep. All right, Prentice, you.
I thought we were friends.
I have seen you choke year after year. No,
See,
I'm not
you guys got like 4 more of these before GMGT time. You're making your predictions already?
Well, this is just before, it's unfair to do Ryder Cup. I'm sorry. We should not have done Ryder Cup before the draft. We don't know we don't know who the teams are.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
I mean, we can
Real
pretty much
question
say the money.
for the peanut gallery here. Has there been any cheating in the past at the GMGT? And if so, what was the most egregious case of cheating you've ever seen?
I don't think there was. I think Bacon was accused once, maybe, or it was just Bacon being Bacon, I guess.
It's actually, thing is, Andy, there's so many eyes on from other players. It's pretty hard to cheat, actually. You know.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we haven't really had any major
There's
violations.
been no like sneak the ball a foot or two closer when no one's looking, anything like that.
No, because
No.
you're there's 3 other guys on your on the hole with you, so it's pretty hard to.
Got
Yeah.
it.
If there's any cheating, it wasn't egregious enough. It was who was it the year that had the teed off and then the squirrel ran through the course and knocked it
Yeah, that was
the
me.
ball back? That was you. Yeah. Okay.
Fucking Holiday Acres. That's what brought on the Holiday Acres curse. Right there.
Yeah.
This little downward hill that goes down straight like this, then plateaus, and goes back up. Freaking squirrel or little chippy ran out in front of my ball and knocked my ball off the course. Welcome to Holiday Acres. Shut the fuck up, Wolfie. I'm going to crush you this year.
It's so funny.
So you literally got Caddyshack.
Yeah. Holiday Acres.
But the thing is, every year too, Andy,
Hashtag Holiday Acres.
there's got to be an unbelievable amount of luck for the winner every year. I mean, you got to be good, obviously, but there's got to be luck. So when stuff like that happens to Prentice, where your ball gets knocked off the course by a squirrel, for every one of those, there's Tommy playing at the same course, hitting 4 hole-in-ones in the same course.
Right.
It's just.
I feel like when the squirrel comes in, that's when you just pick up your ball and say, "I withdraw. Give me a single." There is no point in trying to fight the obvious will of our Lord and Savior at this point.
I felt the same way when I was going up against Ross last year at hole 19. On the infamous log hole, I get through. I'm thinking I'm home safe, and Ross, I don't know how you fit that thing around. What was it, Schultz's ball that was stuck on the top?
Yeah, Schultz's
You
ball.
somehow got it around.
And the sad thing is, me and Ross went up to hole 19 probably about 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened. My ball was like lodged in front of the right log, which is what you want to be in front of, Mr. Andy. And it's like, he's not going through that. He found a way through it it was either a hole in one or he was like 3 inches away. I'm like, whatever, you can't do it again. And he does it on Ryder Cup Saturday.
Don't worry, you're gonna know. You're gonna know if it's your year or not. If you get all the bounces, you'll know. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Mr. Strand.
My mini golf record is like fairly dismal. So yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of those bounces.
So is Kofi's brain fairly dismal.
Oh.
On that note, I'm gonna head out, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. Gonna work tomorrow morning. So peace out. Love you
Everyone
all.
go support Quick Trip. Go support Kofi. Peace out.
Yeah.
Kofi, we'll see you later, all right, man?
I have to probably pee soon as well because I gotta head out to Monaco for a story at 9 in the morning tomorrow.
So Manaqua, so you're going to go practice mini golf?
I think that's what that is.
I'll see you there, Andy. I'll see you there.
No, I'm going to shoot a story. The putter that is in the back of my car is there just always for unrelated reasons.
Just so you know, you have to use the putter that's on the course.
Is that in the charter of the GMGT?
Goddamn right it is.
Are no belly putters allowed?
No Adam Scott belly putters, no.
It depends how big your belly is.
If I eat just like a significant amount of calories and just like really get a John Daly gut going, then would a belly putter be allowed?
Don't know how effective he'll be, but don't know how
even asking should tell you how low the bar for my effectiveness is.
Well, it's a good thing you have Joel on your team. He will guide you on the good draft picks.
That's what I need.
I will send you what you need tonight or tomorrow morning.
All right.
And the most consistent mini golfer in GMGT history will guide you.
All right. I'm glad to hear it. Well, my friends, 23-ish hours till draft time. I will see you all then. And y'all have a good evening.
Have a good night, man.
Good night.
Commissioner Strand.
Yeah.
What are your projections for this year's tour?
I like Ross's. I can't take myself, right?
Correct.
Right? So I like Ross's Kraus prediction. I think that guy's gonna break through at some point. But right now, we're in the middle of a major dynasty run here, right? And a major rivalry. We got two guys that have been, going hand to hand here the last few years for supremacy. Schultz and Joel is the best thing going. So until somebody knocks one of those two off the pedestal, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to say it's going to come down to those two.
Give me a wild card prediction, and it cannot be Willie Wallander.
Wild card prediction. All right. Does it have to be like a dark horse winner, or is it just any type of prediction?
You can give me your regular prediction and dark horse, whatever you want.
Huh. Okay. Nick Pitson's going to finish in the top 5.
You're drunk.
He's a former winner, man. He knows how to do it. Okay, I'll give you another one. I'll give you even bolder. In the top 5 this year, Pitson's going to be in the top 5. So is Gary Scray.
Nick Pitts in the last 5 years, 20th, 6th, 1st, 12th.
He's going to be top 5, and so is Gary Scray. Both of them will crack the top 5 this year.
Gary, when he shows up, he's been up there. Looks like he was 8th and 2nd. But
Yeah.
Pitson, I put money on that.
Open that spreadsheet again. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What years does that cover now?
I have 2019 through 2014 in there now.
All right. So you're missing Joel's 2013 year.
Yeah.
That's fine. We could use the last 5 years, or 6 years, whatever. It makes sense. So you asked for wild prediction. There you go. Gary and Pitson. Take it to the bank. Don't let me down, you two.
Next week, we can probably do some over-under betting predictions.
We could.
Well, next week we'll know the team, so that'll make it real. So, Joel, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
You want to win this thing or not? Because
Do I want to win it?
yeah.
I'm going to win it.
How about the Ryder Cup team? You want Channel 12 to win this thing?
Do I want them to win it? I already answered that they're going to win it before the team was even drafted.
I like the moxie out of the representative from Green Bay, Mr. Ali Heintel.
Good. That means he's going to draft me, and we're going to win it. So, I've never been on Joel's team before. How interesting would that be?
I hope that I'm not on your team strand. I like beating you in Ryder Cup.
Okay. Well, I tell you what.
It fuels me.
I don't know what team I'm going to end up on, but I'm going to surely, after I get drafted, I'm going to surely tell them not to draft you so we can have that.
Me and Dan were talking about this earlier, and I'll just put it out there that my wild card pick, because I'm a true friend to my homies. My wild card pick is this guy right here.
Yeah, I'm going to win.
Thanks for putting me up there. But I know that if we're on the same team against you, and I don't care who it is, we will eat you alive. We will be in there.
Me or Dusty?
Dusty.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you and Ross are on the same team, you're going to eat me alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Heinz, I guess you know who to draft if I go number 1, pick those two. But if I don't go number 1, then you can't pick those two. So figure it out. I mean, I assume you'll pick me, right? I mean, you're going to pick me over Ross or Prentice.
Not if he wants to win. I think I've had my way with you the last 2 years, Dusty.
No, I think you'd be wrong. I finished second. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Ryder
I'm
Cup.
talking Ryder Cup.
Oh, Ryder Cup. Oh, goddamn. Eventually that breaks. That goes. That's like a what do you call it, roller coaster? It's up and down. You never know. Because you know half the time you got to carry another person. So
All I know is I want to thank you last year for putting me on both times with Nick and Jake Pitson. I want to say thank you, fuck you, good night.
You sure hold a lot against Pitson.
I don't. He's a good guy, but it's like, throw me a bone here. I mean, yeah, I'm decent, but
So is this the rivalry now? Is that what we're starting? Are you picking a rivalry against Pitson?
no. What I'm doing is I'm picking a rivalry of Team Green Bay and Wassa versus Team Fondy.
No. I want an individual rivalry.
No.
Are you Rowdy Burns? Is he Cole Trickle? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm leading up right this for next year. Green Bay and Wassa versus Fondy.
Well, that's probably going to be accurate. In fact, the way the numbers are going, we could probably just make Wausau versus Fondy Green Bay.
No.
No, that's Tommy's choice, so we'll see.
We'll see about it. I'll ask you again at the end of the 18th hole at Settlers Mill. You know, maybe you have the belt. Maybe I have the belt. Maybe it's probably going to be fucking Joel. Let's be honest here again. Who has the belt? But I'll ask you again. Hey, Strand. GB, Wassa versus Fondy.
So what do you?
A
Are you
friendly
leaving
competition between gentlemen.
So are you leaving the FWO then? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm not really leaving the FWO, but I'm leaving for this purpose to build a competition, build a rivalry in case we can't get two TV stations against each other.
No.
I'm doing what's best for business.
You actually think Brad and Andy are going to play this year and not come back? Come on, man.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't know if Andy can come back because I know his contract is up in December. Brad, I'm not sure on when his contract is up, and I'm not sure who we can get from 7. I'm sure Infield probably could. I was going to ask him this year, but he was going to go back to New York that weekend to go visit family. So I'm not sure if we can get someone.
Well, I know this. I don't look, Joel. I got Joel right here. Joel, if you're going to win this thing, you're going to draft me, right? I mean, that's a no-brainer. And then we can take on Conquer the World. Especially, I'm looking forward to it if you do, because then we can take on Ross and Prentice, who apparently they've just made this galactic pact between the two that they're going to conquer the world. They can't even conquer Ross's basement. Okay, so I don't know how they're going to conquer the GMGT.
Here's what I'll say: if you look up on the board at Settlers and it says Snickers Squirrel, good night. Snickers Squirrel, just give me the belt. Both champions. That's been the flavor of the day, baby.
I am on Sunday. I will pay Settlers Mill to change the flavor today.
Fuck you.
So, I'm looking forward to this now. Now that Ross and Prentice laid down the challenge against me. It's been a few years since Prentice and I got to go head to head, and yeah, Ross, I owe you one. Here. I owe you one from last year. So.
And let's be honest here, Dusty. I love you. You're a brother. But let me and Chase have fucking Twitter battles against each other and on the course against each other. Because it's like, it's Flair Roads.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm looking forward to the team, the trash talk.
Yeah, you guys have Twitter battles against each other. That makes sense. I mean, you can't use the GMGT Twitter though, right? That represents the entire.
It won't be the GMGT Twitter. It'll be our personal Twitters.
Yeah. So I'm just looking to beat Joel Hines for once.
Not gonna happen.
So
he's looking at porn right now. You could tell.
Oh God!
Hit his home button real quick.
He did.
Without even using my hands.
Hines, we got a golf weekend coming up.
Hell yeah, brother! Are you excited?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
All
some
right.
Gambling, some golf.
So Dusty, think about it. If we
no Sage Run.
If we can't get another TV station up here to face the winner, a gentleman combat. Green Bay Watson.
Well, I tell you what, if that's what we got to go back to, that's what we'll do. But I mean, hey, we'll assess the situation.
I know there's only one person that's gained people for the GMGT over the past 3 years, and it's this guy right here.
Yeah, we got to get through. Yeah, and you've done a great job, man. That's why you got the.
I got Jags, who
position
got
you
his
got.
nephew. I got Pulse. I got Kofi. I mean,
No, you've done
I
a
got
hell of a job.
Tyler
and you've
2
been,
years ago.
You've
What
been.
have you done?
That's.
What have you done lately?
I created everything. I'm the vision. So.
What have you done lately? You
I
haven't won lately.
I
You
delegate.
were traded to Arizona for chips and salsa.
Well, that was 10 years ago.
So people you mentioned, chopped liver, baby.
What's that, Joel?
Chopped liver, all those people you mentioned. Get some competition if you want to brag about people you've brought on.
Who have you brought on?
Oh God.
The only thing that you bring to the GMGT used to be some good chew back in the day, but it's been mostly weed and water lately.
Well, right now, he's going to pour beer on himself again.
We'll see.
So,
We'll see.
yeah, hey, look, let's get through this cup this year. This will be a fun tournament. I'm looking forward to it. 20 people in the news battle, and we'll assess what we got for the cup next year. But I'll tell you one thing. It was like 4 or 5 days after last year's GMGT. We came up with the news battle, and here it is. We got it going. So,
Well, it makes sense because we had those two were up there. So
yeah, and your mind is the only limitation here. So, hopefully it goes well, goes smooth. I think it will. So
it should. I mean, everything should be good. But right now it's 8:05 Dusty's time. Dusty's got to get back in the GMGT website and flirt with cute golfers that won't hit him back. So
it's hit or miss.
Hit or miss or tit or miss?
Hit. All right, gentlemen. Well, it's been
Gentlemen,
fun.
we are out of time. We will see you back here tomorrow, you too, Mr. Heinz, for the first ever GMGT draft. Formerly the Gentleman's Tour, now the greatest mini golf tour ever. Mr. Ross, any final parting words?
Nope. Heinz, pick me tomorrow.
We will see what happens.
Heinz
Mr.
picked me
Schultz
tomorrow.
apparently has the big draft board.
You know,
draft coming up.
Do you need me to shoot you my PayPal or Venmo?
Money app, probably. I won the poker night the other night. I got like $260 in it.
Nice.
Yeah. Cash app.
Cash me outside. How about now? Very nice.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, I bid you adieu.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good night.
Have a good evening, sirs.
Gentlemen, good night.
All right.
See you tomorrow.